Good evening, I'm Nev Van Pelt and thank you for joining us. This week's federal budget laid the groundwork for a national disability benefit, but the funding falls well short of what many advocates were seeking. The budget allocates $6.1 billion to the Canada Disability Benefit over 6 years, starting in 2025. The local injured workers group has been eagerly awaiting the rollout of the benefit. Roughly 600,000 individuals with a valid disability tax credit certificate are eligible to receive up to $200 per month on top of their existing benefits. The legislation was passed in June of last year, but the payments won't begin until July of next year. Thunder Bay Poverty Reduction Coordinator Bonnie Krizawati says while it's a big step even having the benefit, it may still not be enough.
People that live on an Ontario Disability Support Program pension are really living in grave poverty. So any income boost, of course, will be helpful, but does it bring people to a wage where they're able to meet all the social determinants of health, or an income where they're able to meet all the social determinants of health? I think that remains to be seen.
The government also proposed an additional $243 million over 6 years to help cover the cost of medical forms required to apply for the certificate. In honor of National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, the Thunder Bay Police Service is celebrating the efforts and dedication of their 911 communications operators. 911 communications operators have an essential role in keeping the community a safe place, and the Thunder Bay Police Service was thrilled to celebrate their team this past week. Their department has about 36 members, with others helping out temporarily. Their communications center dispatch for police, fire, and EMS always has 7 to 8 people on the floor to handle emergency calls. Communications manager Brian Lofts touched on the importance of the 911 operators.
We see in the news many times of emergencies and situations where you see the police officers, the firefighters, and the paramedics that are on scene looking after it. But that emergency actually starts from that initial 911 call. So we're taking that 911 call and we're responsible for the emergency before that actually occurs. It's essential for the public, it's essential for the first responders, for them to know what they're going to get that information. It's that vital link.
In January, the new medical priority dispatch system was implemented for Superior North EMS to allow emergency responders to gather more information and have ambulances sent out based on the severity of the call. Lofts said this system has been working well so far.
The new MPDS system that ambulance is using, we're seeing it prioritize calls differently. So it's a great tool in order to allow the ambulance and paramedics to go to the most important calls first, and for them to prioritize similar to the way that we have, to make sure that the right people are getting the right assistance at the right time. So it's working out quite well.
With everything 911 communications operators do for the community and first responders all year long, Lofts said this is a very important week to recognize their hard work. As a way to honor them, members of the community can remember to only call 911 with real emergencies, including serious medical problems, life-threatening situations, fires, and crimes in progress. Local MPP Lise Bourgeois continues to challenge the Ford government to ensure transport drivers are properly trained before they're allowed to drive on provincial highways. The NDP member questioned the transportation minister at Queen's Park this week.
According to a recent Insurance Bureau of Canada report, new commercial truck drivers with inadequate training are putting the safety of Canada's roads and highways in jeopardy, validating what we have been saying all along. Premier, this is the reality. Immigrants are being charged up to $40,000 for training they never receive. Many are simply given a license and sent on the road with red tape and green tape on the pedals to indicate stop and go. License tests must be done by the MTO. When will this government finally do something to protect these workers and all other road users from preventable accidents?
And to respond, the Minister of Transportation.
Mr. Speaker, we take highway truck training and safety on our highways very seriously, Mr. Speaker. That is why we continue to rank in Ontario has some of the safest roads in all of North America, Mr. Speaker. Ontario leads North America in our truck training, and we will continue to work with the industry to do whatever we can to strengthen that and have no room for any of those who abuse the system or who act outside of the rules and regulations, Mr. Speaker. We will continue to ensure that safety is the topmost priority on our streets and on our highways, Mr. Speaker. There's nothing more important than that, and we will come down hard on anyone who contravenes any of those rules or regulations.
MPP Sol Mamakwa is well known for advocating on behalf of First Nations in his Kiiwetinoong riding, along with other parts of the North. But this week at Queen's Park, the NDP member was pressing the Ford government on behalf of a First Nation near Sarnia regarding high pollution levels from a nearby chemical plant.
Amjanaong First Nation is asking Sarnia's Ineos chemical plant to be shut down after community members reported headaches, nausea, and dizziness on Tuesday. The First Nations air quality monitoring station near the band office continues to report high benzene levels. Why is Ontario allowing this company to continue with business as usual while people are getting sick from their emissions?
Thank you, Speaker. I am concerned of what's happening, and I spoke to Amjama Plain yesterday to discuss the situation and the impacts on the people of his community. I also spoke to representatives from Inuos and made it clear that we expect them to quickly work to identify the source of these emissions and implement a solution. Make no mistake, when it comes to protecting health and safety, we will not hesitate to use our strong regulatory tools and enforce actions to hold emitters to account.
In celebration of Earth Day and to keep household items out of the landfill, residents made their way to Waverly Library today for the 6th Thunder Bay Repair Cafe event. Attendees had the opportunity to have broken items repaired, learn how to do their own repairs, and help reduce waste. Jessica Clement has the story.
From lamps to video cameras to clothing, residents were getting all types of repairs done at Waverly Library for the 6th Thunder Bay Repair Cafe event. The event started back in 2022, and founder Nancy Saunders notes they started the Repair Cafe as a way to help reduce waste.
It was out of a passion to, stop throwing things away and to share skills and learn how to fix things and have them last longer. And also because a lot of the people who come here, I think, they don't have the money to buy replacements, or they don't want to keep replacing things with a new one that might break quickly and that would have to get thrown out.
Saturday's event was the first hosted in partnership with the Thunder Bay Public Library and saw around 20 volunteer repair experts or fixers who help repair the various items brought in. Saunders says they've fixed all types of household items.
People bring in CD players, hair dryers, toaster ovens. We have a video camera, lots of textiles, so like, winter jacket that's got a big rip in it, or some leather work that people don't have the right needles or the right tools to fix at home.
Keith Mayer is a volunteer at the cafe. He says he started volunteering because he wanted to share his repair knowledge with the public and keep things out of the landfill.
I think it's too often now that people buy something and just throw it away. And many things can be fixed and sent back for another future use.
Mayer adds it's amazing to see how much support the event is getting from the community.
Today it's been, I'd say, we've gotten a huge number more of volunteers than before. And it definitely makes things a lot easier to fix things that come in, because there's usually somebody around that has knowledge to get it going.
The repair events will happen quarterly for the rest of the year, with the next one taking place in July at Mary J. L. Black Library. The day hasn't been confirmed yet, but updates can be found on the Thunder Bay Repair Cafe Facebook page. Jessica Clement, TBT News.
Starting next September, Lakehead University students will see an 11.5% price increase in their transit passes in each of the next 3 years. A student-wide survey was conducted to see if LU students wanted to continue using city buses with the increase, and 63% voted in favor of retaining the service. Thunder Bay Public Transit requested the fare increases, which then prompted the survey that saw responses from just over 20% of Lakehead's student body. Right now, LU students pay just under $19 per month in their tuition fees to use the city transit. That price is estimated to rise to $26 per month by 2028. While the survey results were in favor of retaining the service, LU Student Union President Faraz Khorsandi says students who rely on the service have felt that public transit has not been reliable and that students often feel unsafe. He adds that if there are no improvements with the current service, LUSU will look to other methods of transportation for students going forward. Thunder Bay residents have the chance to learn more about careers in the Canadian Armed Forces as a job fair at O'Kelly Armory will be happening throughout the week. The local fair is part of a national job fair taking place throughout April as part of ongoing recruitment efforts. Attendees will have the chance to meet and talk to service members, learn about some of the equipment and weapons used by the forces, and even try a virtual reality simulation as a field medic. Corporal David Borton says events like the job fair are important for recruitment.
Events like these are pretty large. We do them often, as much as we can. We usually have a lot of people coming down. Even people that have never been hands-on or seen any of this stuff before. They might not necessarily want to immediately come down and join up, but at least they can see us and what we do, and so it's not so mysterious,
It just garners some interest and curiosity into all the equipment and weapon systems we have here, checking it out, seeing us do our thing, speaking with us, and just works towards maybe getting them in the door and signing up.
The job fair will run until Friday the 26th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday and 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. during the rest of the week. We're now joined by sports anchor Josh Morano. And Josh, a tough start for the Walleye in the final round of playoffs, but they're looking to change that.
They are looking to change that tonight in action in Sioux Lookout, and we'll have a little preview for you when we come back.